So here's our update. This is Shu. His girl is a latecomer because I traded out a hen that I had with him for her. I'll have to check her this evening to see if she have any eggs. She didn't yesterday. This is Skarn and Pastel, who laid our very first egg. Now, I'm coming off of an illness, so some that affected their ability to breed. So actually the fact that I already have eggs coming out of 11 hens out of 20 is a good thing. Actually 12 out of 21 because the cocktails count too. So one of the symptoms of it was the hens couldn't lay eggs. So I am seeing that I have a lot of hens that can lay eggs. There are still some up for grabs. We're not there yet, but I expect to get, generally when everything was normal, I had about 90%, and I'm expecting to get somewhere between 80 and 90% out of my 20 pairs. So this is Pastel. So Pastel passed the test right off the front, started dropping eggs, really soon. But the next test is the males, because when they were sick, the males could not breed and fertilize eggs. So fertility checks, which is checking the male's fertility by seeing if the eggs actually have embryos in them, we'll start with this girl on Friday, which is tomorrow. Fingers crossed. These two are doing just fine. So this girl down here has not been laying eggs. She's been in here for a really long time. This is the first stack I set up. And she's been in that box, but she has not laid an egg yet. I was beginning to worry that something was wrong with her, but here's a little tip for breeders. You see that pile of poo back there? There's a whole bunch of little teeny tiny poos in a big pile right there. And right next to it, there's a great big poo the size of an egg. And what that tells me is that her body is getting ready to lay an egg. It's taken some time, but her hormones are starting to switch, and pretty soon an egg is going to come out. So I have hope. This is Mist and Dolerite. Mist laid her first egg a couple of days ago, or maybe it was yesterday. This is Baby and Unakite. They are doing great. This is Luna and her boy, Indus, named for the Indus River. And let's see what they got going in here. Hello, you two. She says, I'm sitting on eggs. Leave me alone. He just came in to say hi. Keeping her company, probably feeding her. You won't disturb them. These two down here, I pulled him for a while. I put him back in. And they are not doing crazy bird, but they are taking their sweet darn time. But they may get there eventually. This is Lava and Malachite. They're doing great. So this is little Estuary, whose male Colorado turned on her and started beating her up. I pulled him. Sometimes the cock will do that because he's bonded to some other hen, and he thinks what he's doing is defending the box and driving this hen away so that his hen can then come. Of course, that ain't going to happen in this situation. So, I pulled him for 3 days, and then I put him back in again, and everything was going gangbusters. They bred immediately. She laid an egg the next day. I was like, okay. It was very unlikely that egg was fertile because they hadn't been breeding for long enough, but hey, the next ones would have been. So, and the next day I come in, and there he is beating the heck out of her again. I mean, literally flying across the cage at her, talons out, trying to just, really going after her. I'm like, this is not normal. I don't know what's up with him, but that's not going to work. So he is no longer in the breeding program. I don't want kind of abnormal behavior like that. So the Texas Clear Body line will have to come out of his half-brothers here, Malachite and Amazon. And this new fella is Bubba's son. This is Periodot. He's actually 2 years old, fully adult male. He's never been bred before, but there's something about that maturity that just really makes for a steady bird. And he has been all the mate that she didn't have in Colorado. She destroyed the egg that was in there because, of course, he knew it wasn't his. And she has moved back in the nest box and is no longer afraid to go in there. And he's supporting her in every way, and I'm sure they will have beautiful chicks. This is actually this guy's half brother. These two crazy birds here are just kind of hanging out. I think she's out of cycle. They love each other, but they aren't spending any time in the nest. It's barely been touched. I guess somebody did go in there and pull a piece of grass in. So maybe they've been in a time or two, but she's not spending any time in there yet. But she just may be off cycle, you know. I don't see anything wrong with either one of them. I think we just have to be patient. So anyway, poor estuary finally has a man worth having. And I'm sure they make beautiful chicks. This is crossing two of my primary lines. He's a bubble line bird, and she's a sprite line bird. So, it's all good. These two are going along very nicely. This is, Amazon and Dew. How are you two doing? Can we see what you got in there? Dew laid an egg that broke. So she's only on one egg still. But that's okay. I upped her calcium a bit. And hopefully things will firm up. These two are a disaster. This is Slate and Airy. Airy is sitting faithfully on 3 infertile eggs. And I'm going to let her sit for a little while and rest, and then I'm going to pull the nest box and the blank eggs and give them and leave them without it for 4, 5, 6 days, and then I'll put the nest box back on again and have her start over. This is Chalk and his crazy girl who does nothing but pace. I've taken the box on, I put it back off, I put her out there. She does come up for air sometimes, like right now, but she's still spending a lot of time and energy just looking to get out of the cage, so she's probably off cycle as well. This little girl here, this is Aster, has been working on the egg thing for a while, but we're not there yet. This was the last stack that got put up, so they're going to be behind everybody, and I don't have any eggs in this stack yet. These two, this is Steel. You can see him back there conferring with this girl. She has just gone into the nest and is actually staying in there. So in about 4 or 5 days, I should get an egg off of her. And like I said, these two crazy birds are just kind of hanging out, doing whatever. They love each other. They have everything they need. Eventually, they'll catch up. I think I had a fair number of hens that were in the wrong part of their cycle when I set them up, so we'll see. There's old Razzle up there. Lemony is a Saturday fertility check. Razzle, I hope you're still doing your stuff. And I've been waiting on these two for a while. And we got our first egg finally. Look at that, girly. Ooh, there's a little blood on there. That couldn't have felt good. Wow. Took her a long time to lay that egg. That's the very first egg for this hen. And sometimes you will see that happen. That's a little more blood than usual, but she passed it. And things should go a little smoothly from here on out. She's got 48 hours to rest up and such before she lays another egg. I'm glad she passed that. That was good. Because I knew she was trying to lay an egg for a while now, so it's just taking her some time. Okay, this is my mauve pairs. This is Indy and his little girl Larkspur, who's been in the box for a while. Let's see if we got any eggs out of them. Not yet. We're still waiting. She has a bit of an egg bump going and such, so I'm sure she'll get to it. And these two are hiding. This is my other mauve pair. Let's take a peek and see what they're doing in here. I always scratch the side of the box first so they know I'm coming. And open it up very slowly. Here comes the hen. There he goes. And we have 2 very nice eggs in there. Fertility check Saturday. So, things are going along swimmingly. Here's my fosters. This terrible dominant hen is trying to claim both of these boxes. Both this one, where her male is, and this one that she just climbed into. And this poor little yellow-faced girl here is taunting her. There we go. But can't get through. So eventually what will happen is the dominant hen will lay an egg, and then she will be fixed in a box. Let's see. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. So white hen has, so the two pairs that are definitely fixated on their boxes are the white pair, who are in the far box over there, and the blue pair, who are dealing with a little struggle from this hen, because she thinks the blue hen will be easier to displace than the dominant hen. So we have no eggs in here, but this is, the blue are reclaiming this nest, which they had last time. So that was one of the things I kind of wanted to do, was I was looking to see, my whole point with the free breeding in here, I mean community breeding, is to try and create enough stability so that we don't have bloody massacres and such. They did really well last time. This time we have even less. Last time we did get some blood, but this time they're settling much more quickly. So, and we're not getting a lot of blood, although this last little hen is definitely having to wait her turn for a nest box. So, there she goes, back into this one, after just having been in that one. So she's going to pick one of these days, and it may just be whichever box she's in when she lays her first egg. But after that, she will let go of the other box, and this hen will have a place to go. So, but that's the white Paris box over there, the blue Paris box over here. The stability that I'm trying to create by putting the same nest boxes back in the same place is they claimed these territories once before, and I was wondering if they would build on that stability, and they very clearly are. This little girl didn't breed last time and was taken out. But the three birds that did breed last time are going back to the same nest that they were interested in before. So we'll see what happens, but I think they're going along just fine. And I actually suspect eggs are coming fairly soon. I see a bit of an egg bump here. This hen definitely has a bit of an egg bump going. And this girl is, the egg weight on these girls, you can see their big breasts and stuff. They're really looking good. So I just hope this little girl puts this together this time. So, okay. So that's the update. The cockatiels are going along swimmingly. They have 2 eggs in there, maybe 3 by now. And tomorrow we will start checking out to see if my males are fertile. Oh, look, Lemon's off. I wonder if we could peek in and see how many eggs she's got. 3. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, Lemony, you have the prettiest eggs. So, it's like I said, I'm having good results with my hens. I fully expect that at least 16 out of the 20 are going to be laying eggs because they are showing me the behaviors. But we'll see how the males fared through all of this, if they're as fertile as I hope. And that's going to be happening next week as fertility check dates come. Okay, look at that little girl. She's like, life has been a little rough on you, huh, baby? Is there an egg in there? Not yet, but one more will come, I'm sure. Okay. That's it for today.